and the faithful shall be rewarded. CLG take the inhibitor, they're gonna take the Nexus turrets, and they're gonna take a trip to Worlds.
This is gonna be it. Counter Logic Gaming fighting every season since there has been one, and now taking down Team Solo Mid at Madison Square Garden to be your 2015 Summer Split Champions.
Dude, Madison Square Garden.
Right.
You remember that time?
Yeah, 2015, man. We schooled TSM 3-0.
3-0. And then the next year we come back again.
Yep. 3-2.
You know what?
Double back-to-back split champs.
MSG may just be the holy ground.
It may be.
May just well be the holy grounds for CLG.
It could be, actually. Like, just the absolute holy ground for CLG.
I think it's only appropriate then that Madison Square Gardens is now the new owner of CLG.
Yeah,
they have the controlling stake.
They essentially own CLG. They own a controlling stake. So I mean, yeah, they just bought in.
Yeah.
It hasn't been released yet what percentage they purchased from our good boy Hotshot GG. However, yeah, it was announced just the other day that MSG, they bought the controlling stake in CLG. That's crazy.
What's up, everyone? This is the CLG Faithful Podcast. We go over all things CLG each and every single week.
That we do.
You know me. I'm your host, Nefarious, and you know my co-host.
What's up, people? I am Artron.
Alright, so we got a lot of things that actually happened for CLG this week.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with perhaps the biggest one of all. You may have heard it already. CLG is now controlled by Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to say that like Hotshot's no longer the technical owner of the company, just the founder.
Yeah. So on one point, I am sad that endemic esports organizations. They're endemic, and CLG is now owned by another company. On the other hand, we have money.
Yeah, we have you
money
money
now. Maybe not Team Liquid levels of fuck you money.
Yeah, but it's still good money. So who knows what this will bring, Like it's one of those things where this could be an amazing opportunity for the organization. I mean, it all but guarantees that we're going to be buying a franchising spot in League of Legends LCS. Like there's no reason that Hotshot would have sold a controlling stake in it if we weren't going to be buying into that. So that's good news to begin with. Like League of Legends, CSGO, Smash, all those guys, they're here to stay. Even if we were to not buy that League of Legends franchise spot, they're here to stay because we now have, a good chunk of investment money into us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So just going back a little bit, CLG was founded in 2010 by Hotshot.
Hotshot
and
GG.
Yeah. We'll get into that. We'll see the return of Hotshot.
Yeah.
So CLG now has teams in League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, Overwatch, Super Smash Brothers, and interestingly enough, H1Z1 was the other one that was mentioned.
Yeah, and I mean we've had teams,
big well-known team.
We've had teams in Hearthstone,
Dota.
And did we have Dota at one point?
We did have a Dota team.
We did have a Dota team at one point. We had a team in Hearthstone. I think they were trying to get a Heroes of the Storm team possibly at one point. It's there's been a lot come and go, but at the same time, like most of it has stayed and most of it has grown quite like naturally kind of thing, like it's like we pick up a team and then they just kind of they find the right guys to come in that just kind of have the same meshing personality with the rest of other teams.
We've had mixed amounts of success too. We had Halo team be the best in the
Halo,
world.
That's the other one.
We had H1Z1 just recently winning.
Yep.
The DreamHack Atlanta, was it?
Yeah, it was.
No, it was at DreamHack.
It was at DreamHack Atlanta, the H1Z1
we
won teams.
Of course, the PewFat combo
Yep.
in Smash.
Yep.
We have, of course, our league team, which a little questionable right now.
Yeah,
we'll go into
we'll get
that.
into
But we've got 2 titles to our name.
Yep.
So we've had a fair share of success. And, what does this mean? Well, we can't really say too much. People who are more familiar with the owner of Madison Square Garden and the New York Knicks and what all that entails, will probably be able to tell you a lot more.
Yeah.
But presumably, Hotshot would still be running a lot of things. That's what it at least says in the article.
Yeah, he's still staying on as the CEO of, or sorry, not the CEO, but like the overseer of the company. Devin Nash will still be CEO as far as we know. But so he's still going to be there, kind of helping with the day to day and running everything. But I mean, the guy just made bank. Like he could just like be like, oh God, esports. I'm done with this. It's been 7 great years, but like I've started at the bottom and I've made it to the top, and I think I'm gonna say goodbye. He could do that right now if he wanted to, but I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen because Hotshot loves his guys. Like he loves all of his players. Everyone who plays for CLG probably personally knows Hotshot, and it's fantastic. I saw on Twitter when he was posting about it, even old players like Miss Harvey was like, "Hey, congratulations, Hotshot man! Like you've turned a company. You've been amazing."
What about Smite Vicious?
Smite Vicious? I don't know. I didn't see him.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Good old.
They're probably not enemies anymore.
No, probably not. That's old news, man. They're bigger boys than they were when they were in their early 20s. You know, duking it out for $500.
Yeah. I find it interesting that the 2 of the times COG's been at MSG, they've won it. I'm just saying we need to have more events there.
Yeah, come on, Rito. Like more MSG events. CLG loves it.
I got to attend one of them. That was great.
That's awesome, man. I wish I got to. That's a little far.
When Worlds was in Worlds semifinals with the MSG, I got to attend that. That was awesome.
Nice.
Cost me a ton of money to get there, but it was totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
And then I guess the other news from CLG that's not game related.
Rip Dardoch.
Rip Dardoch. I don't think anyone didn't see this coming. If you follow him on Twitter, he
I wonder what org he would go to. I mean, it's probably not an old org that he has absolutely no respect for, and he hates the infrastructure and all the players.
And totally didn't tweet publicly about how shitty of an organization. Oh shit, it was. What?
Wait, hold on. We all know that, some problems. He probably wouldn't work with players like Piglet.
Yeah. No. Nope. Oh man.
So Dardoch was released from CLG, and he was traded. He was sold to Team Liquid, who Steve basically is really trying to make the most of the paid by Steve meme, and he's actually just buying every which player he can possibly get.
Yeah, they have like
they've got
10.
They've got 3 junglers. They've got 3 mid laners.
Don't they have like a 10-man roster?
Four if you count Piglet.
Yeah. They have technically 4 because Piglet played mid for like a whole split almost.
Half a split. Yeah. So no one really knows what Team Liquid's doing, but Team Liquid's like,
hey,
Dardoch, you suck.
Yeah.
Hey, Dardoch, we need you.
We need you. Come play for us, Dardoch. Oh, okay, Dardoch.
I think of the the memes from Loki, where he just says he must be truly desperate to come to me.
Yeah. I don't know which one's saying that though. Was that Dardoch saying that to Steve, or was that Steve saying?
Oh, that's Dardoch saying that. It's Dardoch saying that to Steve.
Oh man, good stuff.
Right. So I think we should give some credit to Dardoch.
Yeah.
He did help reignite the team's competitiveness.
He absolutely did.
Split.
You can't say that, especially at the beginning of the split, Dardoch didn't play his heart out, and he really did seem like he was trying initially. You can't really speculate on what happened in the CLG house or what have you back there, but they basically just said that he's not conforming to the team values and fitting in with the team, so we're just going to release him. So you can only imagine that he was maybe being a little bit toxic or something like that, which is typical of Dardoch. Very.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know about this.
You didn't know?
I wonder if there's any videos documenting
this. There was totally a whole Team Liquid video documentary on saying fuck off Dardoch. I forgot about.
Wonder if we'll see the sequel.
Who knows? Who knows?
All
right. So
to give credit, again, we don't know what happened.
No.
We can only presume, based on
presume,
how.
What was said.
They essentially said that he did not conform to team culture. OmarGod did. We'll get into more to that in just a second. It should be noted that Smithy did ask to leave the team at the beginning of the split. Still love Smithy, fantastic player.
Absolutely, he's on top of the league right now too with Immortals, so he's doing great.
And whatever it was with the team environment, he wanted to leave. I think he earned that right to go to another team.
Absolutely, he put in his time, and it wasn't like that CLG was parting negatively with Smithy. Like, he was like, "Hey guys," I believe he said he was feeling too comfortable with the team.
I believe he said something along those lines of being too comfortable.
He wanted to be challenged,
also wanting to be more of a leader role.
Yeah.
Whereas he can't really do it on CLG. Aphromoo is the leader, whereas on Immortals, he gets to be the shot caller. He's the veteran player.
Yeah. So it was good to see him be able to go out and grow, and I mean, look at it, it's paying off for Immortals right now. Smithy is considered probably one of the best junglers in the league right now, and it's showing because Immortals is in first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Arguably the split MVP. Yeah. And as for Dardoch, highly mechanical jungler, native NA talent, and he will always be a value because teams will always want to be the team that unlocks Dardoch or solves Dardoch.
Yeah, and figures out what he needs to really become his best and blossom with that. And it's going to be a matter of finding the right players to be able to deal that, like, can mesh with him really well, and CLG players just weren't them.
Yep, unfortunately so. But here comes OmarGod.
Yeah, so this is the first weekend.
Go ahead.
As he is the starter.
Yeah, so OmarGod was formerly of CLG Academy, and he got promoted up to the team, and Dardoch did not have attitude problems. He did not have issues. OmarGod got it because he deserved LCS time.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Until this week. Until
have you seen the tweet? Have you seen Dardoch's tweet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's the one that gets memed when he got subbed out for the first time for OmarGod.
Oh yes. Oh god.
He said I don't have attitude problems.
Yeah.
There's no issues with the team. And now it just gets spammed every single game.
Oh man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah,
I really like OmarGod.
I do too. I mean, he seems to have like you can tell like when he's playing. Holy crap! Is that guy concentrated on winning? Like just the look on his face. He's like, I am like
definitely nervous.
Yeah, But I mean,
he's nervous and he's put in a tough situation.
He is. He's put in a tough situation where he's coming into a team that's basically vying for a playoff bye. At this point in time, CLG could still finish first place. It's tough, and it's very unlikely.
Yeah, I guess.
But we could technically tie for first place. Oh, you know what? No, we can't. Immortals has a 2-0, so we could go for second place. We could, if we beat TSM this weekend, coming up, and Dignitas, and they both lose, we can do it.
Right. Realistically, we're probably going to get fourth, but we'll go more to
realistically third or fourth, but whatever.
I think OmarGod's super humble.
He is. Yeah.
I really like his attitude.
Yep. All right, so why don't we get into the start? It's been like 13 minutes already. Let's start talking about some League of Legends games.
Okay. So game 1 was against Envy.
Yeah.
That was the first match of the weekend. So Envy is an interesting team because they play around their jungler, who is Lyra.
Mm-hmm.
And Lyra was basically doing 1v9 last split.
Yep. And in this game, I think I think it was a 4-on-6 this time. Because
well.
All
right. So CLG actually has an interesting game plan for dealing with Lyra because I think the idea here is that if you can stop Lyra from doing Lyra stuff early game, then Envy just falls apart.
Yep.
So they have an interesting thing where OmarGod takes body slam, goes over a wall. They're on red side. They go over the mid lane bush wall, and they wrap around. OmarGod sits in the bush. Lyra is in the single pixel bush. Who calls that? Okay.
Gotta put your phone on mute there, buddy.
I thought I did.
We apologize for the
damn it.
interruption.
God damn it. It's 10 p.m. Who calls now?
I don't know. Parents.
All right, whatever. it was a random number. Whatever.
Okay.
So they go there. They go in the pixel bush, and they immediately try to collapse onto him. And it's interesting. They burn 2 flashes for 1 flash of Lyra, and somehow they get first blood. Darshan has to level up his mobility thing on Camille.
Yeah.
Stixxay has to level up his jump, but they get the kill.
That's not bad.
And I don't know what it is, man. Lyra must have been tilted as hell or something, because he immediately goes top, tries to make a gank, I think it was level 3 gank onto Darshan.
Yeah.
Darshan plays it really well, turns the gank around 1v2, gets a kill onto Lyra, and then Seraph goes in to help Lyra, but it's too late. Lyra's already dead. And then Sarah's like, fuck, I'm out. Tries to run away, and then here comes Huhi, and then he steals the kill.
Wow.
So it's a 3-0 start, and
You can't ask for much more, especially from CLG, who's like a super good like early game team right now.
right. Well, then there's a fight bot lane, and 4-for-4 happens, and you're thinking, okay, it's kind of interesting what's going on.
Yep.
But after that, CLG, they 5-man mid, they take the turret. Huhi decides to go and build a wall and make NV pay for it. And they just take control of that game.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like,
There's not much more to say.
27-minute game, and they're up 14K at the end. You can't, like, that's just a straight up, they outplayed Team Envy in game 1.
14K, 2 Infernos, an Ocean, like,
A Baron.
Baron.
11 turrets to 2. Envy only had 5 kills. Like, it's Stixxay goes 405. Like, it's you that is a very clean CLG game right there.
Right. So let's move on to game 2 then.
Yeah, the game we can never ever win.
So game 2, we have all right. Yeah. So game 2, what happens? They send their top laner and mid laner, and they make an early roam bot side, and they 4-man our bot lane, in which they force Stixxay to blow all their summoners, and Stixxay still dies.
Yep.
And then after that, our bot lane goes man mode and just demolishes their bot lane.
Sounds good to me.
And then what else do I have? I just have Cho'Gath is a dumb champion.
Cho'Gath, I mean, especially based off of
Such a dumb
the
champion.
team that Envy had like drafted here. So Cho'Gath works amazing if you have other AoE CC. Even just like a really good slow.
Really? Why didn't anyone tell Ziggs last?
Yeah, no kidding, right? So when you tag up that Cho'Gath with, you know, like an Ash Arrow or, you know, like
A Braum
ult, like they had the Braum ult, but
a Cocoon from Elise.
but the thing is those are all single target. So Cho'Gath's huge AoE is only, you know, you're only going to get 1 pick at best.
I mean, all he has to do is flash ult the 80 carry and
Yeah.
rip 80 carry.
Rip 80 carry.
It's really stupid. Cho'Gath just builds a ton of health, gets stupid amounts of health.
Yep.
You know, and then he uses the stone plate active and doubles his health essentially.
Oh my god.
And his ult does true damage and it scales with his. It's so dumb.
It is.
It's such a dumb champion.
It's just one of those champions where because of the tank meta right now, it's viable, but I haven't really seen it do well.
Yeah, it's still dumb.
Yeah.
It's strong. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Whatever. I just think it's a dumb champion.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Anyways, we 2-0'd Envy. Just
Yeah.
that's it.
I mean,
yeah.
the only other thing I have is that we get Rift Herald and we send it mid, and as soon as we do that, we head towards Baron, and he builds another wall, and he blocks off the entire team, keeps them from getting to Baron in time, and we get a super early Baron.
Yeah, that's like
And
again,
we just run over the game with
31-minute game, nice, quick CLG games. You can't ask for more.
that. I like it. Let's move on to Phoenix 1.
Oh gosh, if we have to.
So Phoenix 1, game 1. CLG is the best team in NA.
Yeah, ever. Like
Game 2, CLG is the worst team in NA.
Yep.
That Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
So okay, game one, CLG has a really good level 1 invade, which they take the Raptors,
Yep.
and from there, OmarGod just does really well. CLG does really well overall. They just take control of the game. And game 2, we try level 1 invade again. I think it was again with the Raptors, and this time Phoenix 1 is more prepared. They have Braum sitting there in the bush, and Braum is one of the strongest level 1 champions in the game.
Put it this way. Game 1 on Phoenix 1 was Alorum, Mike Young, Pyrian, Arrow, and Xpecial. Game 2, they subbed out their mid and their top laner for Zig and Ryu. So basically those two guys are sitting in the back watching what CLG does without Fog of War. So they're able to watch the game, see what CLG's doing, what they're doing right, and then they come in and basically CLG tries to do the exact same thing that they do in game 1, but Ryu and Zig literally watched it happen from their point of view.
Yep.
And they try the same thing, and they're like, oh, okay, you guys are doing this stuff again. Let's just do this.
I don't know. It was just catastrophic. There was an invade onto our blue side, or invade onto our blue buff.
Yep.
CLG tries to collapse. We get, 2-0, 3-0, something like
stupid.
that. Everyone dies. We burn a bunch of flashes. Then we keep trying to fight. Our bot lane has no summoners. CLG in general has no summoners. We keep fighting with huge gold deficits, trying to make plays happen, and
just keep feeding more kills to Arrow.
Yeah, who actually looked like his MVP form.
He did. He looked like he was playing last split. And then just doing so well.
Game 3. So game 3 comes by, and we have a classic I don't understand what Zix is drafting moment.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe it's working really well in scrims. Maybe there's an execution error. We'll go into that in just a second. But it's one of those where you look at it and you think, Jhin into a triple tank? Double tank at least?
Yeah. And, they picked Jhin second. So they already knew that Mike Young was going to be on Gragas. They didn't know that Kled was coming out. But
I mean, I guess maybe Gragas top, which will still go tanky.
But just thinking about it right now is, so even in game 1 they picked Jhin, and it's one of those things where it's the tank meta. Jhin sucks against tanks. Don't take Jhin when you're playing against a tank, because he's going to kill nothing.
Yeah, I mean, especially when your prevalent builds are the lethality build. I mean, you can do crit too, but even then, you're better off getting other crit AD carries like Caitlyn, Tristana.
Yeah, get someone who's going to build some attack speed with that lethality.
You know who would go really well with those hyper carries? A Janna.
Ooh, not really.
With a hyper carry?
With a hyper carry, yeah, but not with Jhin.
Oh wait, not with Jhin?
Not with Jhin. Okay, let's put that shield on Jhin. Okay, he's gonna hit something twice and then the shield wears off. There goes the AD boost.
I don't know. So this third game was actually depressing as hell.
It really was. I mean, it was.
It looks good. We have a first blood. OmarGod gets first blood, and then they try to go bot because there's an Inferno Drake. And, we get bot, get Inferno, that's the idea. Snowball from there, get first turret, all that stuff. Then Darshan TP's bot, and he fucks up on Dardoch.
Oh, God, that flag.
Right? So he flash Qs, and I think he meant to flash EQ.
Yeah.
Where he could have gotten, a 2 or 3 man knockup with that, and it's bad. Yeah. It just gets from bad to worse, and then what else? CLG just keeps losing team fights, and we just lose the game.
Pretty much. It was, at least it was quick. It wasn't as quick as game 2, but it wasn't as brutal as watching as game 2, I guess.
I don't know.
We made
both of those games were weird.
We made 800 more gold in 1 minute.
I don't know, man. Game 2 was just bad.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. Whether it's poor play or they just tilted or something, and then game 3 was execution errors.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just it was bad to watch, considering that Phoenix 1 is a 10th place team.
Are they 10th or are they 9th now?
I think Liquid won, so I think I really don't know. It's probably tied for 9th or 10th, but they're locked in as relegated. basically. Like, even though there's not relegations this split because of the franchising coming, they're locked in as 9th, 10th. There's no way for them to get out.
So this is just a test of faith for next week.
Exactly.
Is that how it works?
Exactly. Just a test of base. Oh, look, here you guys lose to the bottom place team. Ha 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 ha. Now we're gonna crush TSM.
Excuse me. They're actually tied for 8th place with Liquid and FlyQuest.
Oh, well, okay. So they're all basically fighting for who's not 9th, 10th. Yes.
They all suck.
They all suck.
And apparently so do we. So.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we move on? We'll move on to some CS:GO.
I think I mentioned earlier that realistically we're probably going to go 0-2 next week.
Okay. Yeah.
We're up against Dignitas and TSM. Yeah. And we're not exactly doing too hard right now, and for obvious reasons, right? OmarGod's new jungler, etc., etc., etc. So realistically, we're probably going to lose. It'd be awesome if we win.
Yeah, even if we can just
we'll go more into
beat
that.
TSM. I don't care about Dig. We're just going to beat TSM.
I don't want to get them the 2-0 over us.
Nope.
Fucking both. Let's beat them both. Yeah. Well, we'll go over playoff stuff and what that means next week.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk CS:GO.
Yeah, so CS:GO. So there's Fragadelphia was happening this weekend. It's a 3-day event in, of course, Philadelphia. It's been it's actually a pretty old and historic event. It's been going around for 11 years now, and there's all kinds of it's historic because there's a lot of unknown teams that just kind of show up. They just kind of get together to play in Fragadelphia. And they come play because it's not like it's a major or anything like that. There's no you have to win, you have to win this event to get invited or whatever. Fragadelphia is literally
is it open?
It's an open. Yeah, you can sign up and then you basically, if you lose 2 games, all the first 2 games you play are best of ones. If you lose, if you lose both, you're out. Goodbye. See you later. If you win one, lose one, then you have to play a best of 3 elimination against another team that went 1-1. And if you win both, you're automatically into the next day. And then it kind of repeats that process each day where you'll play 2 best of 1s. And then if you lose, you'll play a best of 3 to see if you get to move on to the next day. It was really weird, but I mean, it works. And it's just, if you really want to watch a hell of a lot of CSGO, Fragadelphia is friggin' amazing.
But not if you want to watch your teams.
Yeah, exactly. Not if you want to watch your teams because, and the first day, 90% of the matches didn't get streamed, and I think Red and Academy only got streamed, once.
I mean,
I will
there's
give them
so
credit.
many
They
just
games.
have so many teams.
Yeah, in day 1, there's so many teams. Day 2, it gets a lot better because they've cut out all the crap teams, that are just doing this to try and, maybe fluke their way to Worlds, And so,
I mean, I kind of like it though. It gives a lot of the teams who you don't normally see, or the teams who are still developing.
Exactly,
it gives them a chance
to play on a big event and get an actual LAN meetup kind of thing happening, and get some experience.
So why don't you start with CLG.Red?
Yeah,
tell us how they play.
So we'll start with CLG.Red. So they started off against a team called Frigid. Unfortunately, the girls get kind of beat down a little bit, 10-16 on Overpass, and so that takes their first loss. They have to win their next game. So next up was Team Von Steuben, great name, and we completely crushed them on Mirage. We won 16-3. Nice rebound by CLG.Red. Now, because we went 1-1, we have to play a best of 3 elimination match. And who other to play than the team that gave us our first loss? Team Frigid was next up. Into the first map was Cash, and this was a really close game, but CLG.Red ended up coming on the up and up, and they won 16-14. So they're showing that, last game was close, maybe just a little fluky. Overpass, not their favorite map, I take it. The second map was Cobblestone, and this one was another very close map with the exact same score spread and the exact same winner, CLG.Red, 16-14. This means that CLG.Red got to move on to day 2 of the Fragadelphia 11. But, yeah, seeding kind of hated us. And into day 2 of Fragadelphia, CLG.Red got seeded against CLG Academy. So, map 1 was on train against Academy. And Academy basically took CLG.Red to school. They beat Red 4-16. Not really the best showing. Map 2 was actually worse. And Academy, I mean, it's a win-lose situation. One team wins, they're both CLG. So, woohoo. One team loses, they're both CLG. Damn. Academy took Red to school once more, though, and ended up beating them on Overpass 3-16. Ouch. That means that Red gets bumped into that loser's bracket and has to play against a team called LOL Yeah. That's right. Their team name was LOL Yeah.
So we've never heard of this team before.
No.
We always lose to the teams we've never heard before. Of course.
And yeah, they beat us 5-16 on cash. A little bit of a lackluster finish for Team Red. I mean, they generally top or finish pretty high in these kind of events. Unfortunately, I think it was just coming up against CLG Academy kind of probably broke their spirits a little bit, and they ended up finishing 17th place. So let's move on to CLG Academy then, because we just said that they won in there. So we'll start you off with day one, just so you guys get a recap of what happened to them to get to that point. And Academy started off pretty similar to Red. They beat Team Free Agents 16-7, and then they lost to the team LOL Yeah 8-16. And then in their best of 3 elimination match, they played a team called Cyberstorm. And this team got absolutely destroyed, like totally wrecked. Map 1 was Overpass, and Academy beat them down 16-4. And then Map 2 was Inferno. They ended up having a perfect game. They beat Cyberstorm 16-0. It's just like they're like, oh, we lost. We can't beat these guys. Let's just leave after every match. I don't know. So, and as stated above, their next day matches was against CLG.Red, and who they beat 2-0. After that, they came up against a team called Bees Money Crew. So a lot of these guys, they make stupid names but they're like really good players, and they're just doing it to win money, which is totally cool because you know what? That's exactly what the tournaments are for. They put up a good fight, but ended up CLG Academy lost on Inferno 9-16, and then on Overpass 7-16, meaning they are placed into the losers bracket for day 3. So on the day 3, and they faced off against Team 5 Alive, who they crushed 16-2. Pretty freaking nice. Good way to start day 3. Next off was Team Mask Off, who they also crushed 16-3 on Inferno. After that, they faced off against Denial, who, yet again, they absolutely dominated 16-7 on Overpass. Next up was the last team to beat them, though, Bees Money Crew. But this was a best of 1, and unfortunately they did lose to Bees Money Crew 12-16 on Inferno, meaning that CLG Academy finishes in Fragadelphia 11, 5th place. Not a bad showing at all. Yeah, so that is the recap of Fragadelphia 11, both CLG Academy and CLG.Red. I'm not gonna lie, Red definitely could have done a little better. I think they definitely tried. They do. This is again a big roster change for them.
It's with a new roster.
Yeah, so like 3/5 of them have basically swapped around. They've also changed coaches, I believe. So you know what? They just need to get a little bit of that kind of team work together again and just figure everything out, all the little kinks and whatnot. I think they'll be all right. And then Academy, I mean, these guys did pretty dang good for a team that isn't expected to do a whole lot. They're just kind of there as like, okay, guys, here you're together as a team, learn, play. Eventually, if you guys might be able to move up to the CLG main roster, or even just become a dominating force on your own.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So why don't we move on to some Super Smash Bros?
Yeah, let's do it. So, in regards to Smash, there was a tournament that just happened recently, and it's the Get On My Level 2017.
Yeah. It's actually one of Canada's largest Smash tournaments. It was held up in Mississauga in Ontario, and tons of people showed up. I mean, you got people showing up like you got SFAT, obviously. You got Leffen,
Hungry Box,
Ice, West Balls,
Shroom.
Yeah.
Hugs, Duck.
You got all kinds of people showing up to play this, and it's fantastic to watch. So why don't you tell us how SFAT did?
Sure. So, SFAT, he actually starts off, and in his pools, he 2-0's Kuhn, Qatar, Coast Sword, and for some reason played Ganondorf.
Ganondorf for Melee, man. I don't know what you're doing.
HP, and Vanitas. So 2-0's every single one of them in his pool.
Crushed it.
Which puts him right into the winner's bracket. In the winner's bracket, he started off his first match against Zane. And, it was a tough series, but SFAT does pick up the win, 3-2. From there, he moves up against a pretty well-known name by now. His name is Duck. And this is a pretty big Samus player. Again, another pretty good match, but SFAT, after dropping one game of the series, clinches it 3-1. From there, he goes up against Leffen. Goddamn Leffen. TSM guy, and man, this is not CLG versus TSM.
No.
The God handily beats our boy 3-0. And, SFAT, he's knocked down to the loser's bracket. So from there, he's in the loser's quarterfinals, and he goes up against Kirby Craze.
Kirby Kaze.
Kirby. Goddamn. Reading is hard, okay?
It is.
Kirby Kaze. And, I think he's a little pissed off after the match against Leffen. Crushes him 3-0. Mm-hmm. From there, he gets moved forward to the loser's semifinals. And from here, SFAT goes up against The Moon. Really, really close series. And they're trading back and forth, but eventually The Moon does eke out the victory 3-2. Which means SFAT, he's no longer in the tournament, but he finishes in 4th place.
Yeah.
And wasn't really happy with his play. You can't blame him for it. 4th place is a good finish, but man, you also know that he wants that revenge on Leffen.
He did.
Wants to get that 1st place.
He was so mad he didn't get to beat Leffen. So mad. Yeah.
So
we can move into the Smash Doubles, shall we?
Yeah.
So
looking for PewFat, right?
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Where is PP? We haven't seen him in a while.
He hasn't played in a couple of weeks now. But instead, SFAT decided to team up with Shroomed. Everyone has heard his name a few times before on the podcast. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell us how... I'm going to call it Fat Shroomed. I don't know.
Okay, I called it Shroom Fat.
Yeah, I like Fat Shroom because it puts our guy first.
all right. Yeah, I believe it's Immortal Shroom.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go straight into pools. In their pools, where Fat Shroomed, if you will, they went up against the Burglar Clumsy duo, or I'm going to call him Clumsy Burglar, Mr. Lemon and Calvar, sorry. God, here's where all the weird names come in.
Here you go.
And then against Trillium and Monib, and they were all 2-0 victories. They go right into the winner's bracket. From there, they go up against MacD and Kirby Kaze, who they beat 2-0. From there, we go up against the duo that is Hungry Box and West Balls. Always a tough duo to go up against, but you know what? SFAT's not having any of it, and neither is Shroomed. They crush him 3-1. From there, we go up against the Fox-only team that is Leffen and Ice. And man, it's always a tough match when we go up against them. And god damn it, TSM boy always finds to win. It's really starting to annoy.
It is.
So they pick up that win 2-3. From there, SFAT and Shroom, they get pushed into the losers finals. And we go up against, once again, Hungry Box and West Balls. Again, pretty sure they're a little pissed off by the match against Leffen and Ice because they go and they tear a new one with a 3-0.
He always seems like that. Anytime SFAT's beaten by Leffen, he just takes his anger out on his next opponent. He's like, god damn fucking Leffen, and just crushes his next opponent 3-0. It's fantastic.
I mean, it is fantastic, but god damn it. I really want to beat Leffen. That guy always seems to have SFAT's number.
He does.
Right, so this gives them a chance for redemption, and this is into the grand finals. Now, once again, if you're in the grand finals for any Smash series, and you coming in from the losers bracket, you have to win 2 series in a row.
Yes.
If you're coming in from the winner's bracket side, you only have to win 1 series. So, they go up against them, and Leffen and Ice, 1-3, man.
Ugh. Beat them faster.
Doesn't even come down to a second set. We just lose it 1-3.
Yep.
And this means that SFAT and Shroom, they finished in second place at the melee doubles at the Get On My Level 2017 tournament.
Yeah,
So again, second place, very respectable finish. Yep. It's not the PFAT combo that we all know and love, but god damn it.
Yeah, goddamn TSM. Yeah, so I think that's all the CLG news we have this week.
Yeah, no news from Overwatch.
No.
This is not we can find
Nothing
this
we
week.
could find.
In regards, there was some Wii U stuff, and there actually was Brawl as well, but
Yeah.
looks like Void and Nakhead did not make the trip up.
No, I believe Nakat's in Mexico right now.
Believe
I
so.
don't know what Void's doing. He's apparently Void is not shaving. That's what he's doing. God, he looks.
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, I've watched his stream a few times when he's doing like, just like matches and warm ups and stuff like that, and it's like, dude, you need to shave your face. It's not looking good, man. I don't know what you're trying to do there with the goatee, man, but it's just no. Shave that crap off. If you're gonna do a beard, you got to grow the whole thing. Don't do the stupid goatee. You look awful.
Yeah, some people can do it.
Some people can, but not him. No, he's too baby faced. He's with the goatee. It kind of removes that. I think the luster that everyone thinks. It's like, boy, he's just this cute little boy. He's so innocent. And then you put on the goatee, and you're like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think that's all we've got for now. You know what? I just realized this is the 26th episode.
I know, man. We have been doing this for 6 freaking months now. 6 months. It's crazy. Half a year. It's amazing.
Yeah. With any luck, we'll make it to a whole year and more to come.
Yeah, absolutely, people. We appreciate you guys
All
listening.
Right. Why don't you end things up for us?
The CLG Faithful podcast is a weekly podcast, and we go over all things CLG. If you do enjoy what we are doing here, please take a minute to follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, give us a rating on iTunes or Google Play. We also love getting feedback, so you can send us your thoughts over at clgfaithful@gmail.com, and we promise we will respond. You all right?
Excuse me. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
so this has been Artrin.
And this has been Nefarious, and thanks for listening.
Peace out.